Hey y'all, it's Indigo here, back with another round of Grand Arena Championships. This is round 3 of week 3, catching up on some videos here. I know the last video was the round 2 and I got my ass whooped, and so I'm hoping to bounce back in this round 3. My opponent already went and he struggled. I don't think he's going to clear those last bottom 2 teams, so as long as I'm pretty efficient, I think I should be okay. So take a look at the board here. Here's what he's got up top. He's got a Ray team, and he's got the Basti-led JML up top with Watt. And then down south, you can already see that he's got Kylo out front there. So I got to deal with that. And then he's got Grievous, Geos, and an Old Ben evasion team. So let's start off with the bottom and take out this Kylo. This one's the risky one. Like, I've had bad luck this season trying to take out Kylo. I think having Jedi Knight Rev in there helps because you can focus on who you want, just direct focus them. And so I went ahead and got out Hux right there, trying to get it down to where, get rid of the sides, and that way it's just Kylo. And then hopefully I can take him out before he takes me out. So Cam's doing his thing. I think he's a vital part of that because him hitting twice is hugely helpful, being that he does so much damage. And then my Jedi Knight Revan was able to finish off Faust there. He is Relic 8 and he hits pretty hard. I don't know, I like it. It can actually cause some problems though, like when you're doing the 5v5 counter to Kylo and he does the poke at Revan, and he's supposed to proc Savior. I've had that happen where he doesn't even die, and then the battle goes a whole different way, and sometimes that can actually be bad that you survive. But don't really have to worry about it here. He hits nice and hard. Cam does too. And look at that. We got Kylo out with all 3 standing. No protection, but 51 banners. I'll take it. Now, normally I don't jump around, but since he's got all these GLs showing, we're going to go ahead and go up top and take out this Basti JML team. I want to make sure this works. It should work. I don't know if I mentioned this before. I think I saw it on a Zareth video a while back. I mean, I've heard that it was a thing, but that was the video where I actually saw him do it. So it's just Lone Supreme Leader Kylo. If you have him available, he can ramp up his ultimate faster than they can do damage to him. And since it's Basti-led JML, he's not going to ever get to his own ultimate. So you don't have to worry about that. So even though he's got that tank tech, which can end up timing you out, in 3s it really doesn't happen because you can end up building up your charges, get to your own ultimate, and then once you're there, you just end up doing your AoE a bunch of times, swiping and building up your mastery and damage. So that's all I'm trying to do. You see they're doing damage to me, but it's all about getting that ultimate percentage up. So that's what we're trying to do. Even though I'm ability blocked and everything else, I just want to be able to do the hits I can. Thankfully, every time I'm forced to use basic, that's a double tap. So it's either 10% or it could be 4% towards the ultimate charge, depending on whether or not I crit. You can see that bar is almost full. I keep going. I did a swipe there to get 3 more hits. That way I could hopefully ramp up some damage a little bit and get those last 3 crits to fill me up to 100% ultimate. I do have it, so as soon as you have 100%, go ahead, hit it. You can see Watt goes down. Now it's all about just building it up. So do a poke to get rid of all their buffs, and then swipe and gain some more mastery and damage, and then do the same thing again. You see I'm ramping it up, and I've got 3 minutes left on the clock, so I should be fine there. Once I start being able to get hits in, you can see that it's starting to be much bigger numbers, and that protection on JML is going down pretty quickly. There went Basti, so she's gone. Now it's just JML to deal with, and I'm already hitting so hard that he's going to be back to regular protection in no time. And there he is. He's in the red. No more bonus protection for him, so he's done. That's it. A solo and a 55 banner win against, a decent team. So that was kind of a little bit of waste for him. But I saved Kylo, so it worked. So I got rid of those two. I wanted to make sure that both of those counters worked. Now I can continue with the rest of this bottom zone. And once I get that done, see what he's gotten back. Because we don't know if he's going to hide another GL or something back there. Who knows? So he's already going heavy. Let's hope the rest of these counters work. And hopefully he really is stuck on my end. With the defense he put out front, I mean, that's pretty hefty D there. So we'll see how this works. You guys have seen this one. JTR with the droids versus his CLS. Trying to get Chupio out. That's where it can go really, really wrong. Try to burn and get some crit hits and get those exposes for extra turn meter. I got my waves, so I'm trying to keep everybody ability blocked and reduce turn meter. I got to get Chupio out, though. The longer he stays in, the worse it can be for me if he actually gets to go and do damage and stuff. Thankfully, I was able to get him out. Now it's just about working on CLS. He's kind of a pain, but try and keep him ability blocked. That way he can't form up and start doing damage and healing up. And try to keep him stunned if I get a chance. That would be amazing. So there we go with R2 with a clutch stun in the yellow. So we'll just basic with BB-8 and another basic will do it. There we go, 52 banners. I'll take that all day. Next up, we have my Mon Mothma against his GG team. I know you guys have seen this one, so you just try and go after the sides. I don't know if it'll matter a whole heck of a lot whether or not you go straight after B2 or whether you try to take B1 down. I did try to land a daze on B2, that way he wouldn't gain a bunch of turn meter and keep going and doing his AoE. But I wasn't having much success on that. And so I figured, okay, I'll just go after B1, get his stacks down. If I can hurry up and get those down, then that's one less I have to worry about. And him being able to heal and restore protection and everything that he does just makes it take longer. And the longer the fight drags on, the more chance that Grievous is going to end up cleaning your clock. So I got B2, Grievous goes, he took out K2. That's a dangerous situation because with K2 gone, all it takes is like 1 or 2 hits and Cassian's gone. Look at that. In the red. That sucks. So I'm stuck. The next hit he does, it's over. Thankfully, I was able to bring back K2. And then once he's back, you can see how quickly he heals up and Cassian heals up. And I just went ahead and threw it on auto. Figured they'll cycle through the moves as quick as they can, and everything should be the same as if I was playing it manually. Everybody's alive and staying healthy. So as long as I got them alive, I don't care if they get the protection banners here. Everybody lived and we got 51. Good enough. At this point, I was like, let me just get through. If this guy really is stuck, I want to start trying some things. Always you get through these seasons and you got to use the prescribed counters that work. And, I like to mix it up a little bit and try things. Even if they're stupid things, I do like to try some things and see what else I can figure out. Because it gets boring using the same things over and over. I know I could have used the full triumvirate here, and obviously Nihilus with the AoE drain and Annihilate would guarantee the fact that I could take this team out. But sometimes it is fun to just go in with Traya and Scion, and if everything lines up, you should be fine. Scion's pretty tanky, Traya's pretty tanky, so they can withstand a hit from Spy. I just need to get him to go after Scion and not take Traya out in one go. You see Spy's going and doing his hits, but Scion's got plenty of health left. I've got Isolate up from Traya. So I was like, do I want to use it or should I do the saber throw? So I had a shot at Spy and I took it. I got him out. Now I just have Alpha and the Brute left. So I was like, what can I do here? And the bad thing is you can't really throw it on auto. Otherwise they're going to end up isolating the wrong thing and you'll have the Brute and Alpha will just be able to keep summoning more Brutes because it'll keep trying to kill him. And that's not what you want. So I was trying to ability block the Alpha there. That way he can't use his heal and to cleanse the debuffs and to heal back up. You got to like work them down because you don't have Nihilus there for an Annihilate. So I got to end up saving the big hit from Scion and the Saber Throw and use those kind of at the right time to be able to get through when he's like in the yellow or the red. And you see he wasn't ability blocked and he was able to heal right back up into the green. So got to land the right debuffs and just keep working at them. It does take time. Fortunately, there's plenty of time. So just got to keep at it. There he goes. He's in the yellow. Traya's turn. Hit. Sion's turn. Big hit. Boom. That was enough. That was all I needed. And 53 banners there when you can duo it. Now I'm going after the evasion team. I used Night Sisters here, and I thought, you know, this might work. They don't really have healing, but they do have a lot of dodge and a lot of heavy damage from Wampa whenever he does the counterattacks. So if he dodges enough stuns, he's going to be able to take somebody out. And if he takes out the wrong person at the wrong time, it could go badly. But let's just try it anyway, just because it's a cheap team. If I can get it to work, I don't have to burn anything super good. So let's try and do that. You can see that Wampa's in the yellow right there. I want to try and keep it that way and get him out. But he's just doing a bunch of damage. I do like Wampa in 3s because in 5s you never get to use them for anything. Got him into the red right there. I just need that plague to do its work. That's all I'm doing is like, come on plague, start doing some damage. I want that plague to kill him. I've got Spirit there, knocking people out, and then unfortunately what happened, Daka died from dots, and because that happened, she doesn't end up getting saved by zombie. So that went about as wrong as it could have, because there's no way to bring her back. I tried to get her on the killing blow to Old Ben, and it didn't work out. So I don't have any revive that I can force. You got to kill something, and I don't have the power to kill something without Daka there with a stun and getting that extra hit in. Look at that. The counters killed Talzin, killed again. Now it's just zombie. And nothing I can do, unfortunately. So that sucked. I was hoping it would work. Just didn't work out that way. With Daka dying to the stupid dots, it was over. So now I'll throw in just what I can. And I've got leftover First Order, Phasma Team, Fu, and OG Kylo. He's got stun and he's got healing immunity. There's no leadership bonus, so they don't have a bunch of evasion and get an extra turn meter. So let's just try and keep them stunned and then hit them hard. That's kind of the whole goal here. So he's stunned, keep sending turns back over to Kylo, keep boosting my own turn meter. Try to throw some healing immunity on Wampa. That way, if we can get him out, it'll be a lot easier to get Spirit out. So that's what I'm trying to do, is hurry up and get Wampa out before he does something. And there we go. Was able to tag team and get him out there. Now it's just Spirit left. Thankfully, Food dodged right there, so he stayed alive. I was like, man, if I can just keep him alive here, this will be great. Let's try and get him out before Spirit kills him. And there we go. Only 31, but, you know, that was nice being able to do it in 2 and not waste other good teams. Open up the back, and there's not a lot back there. You see a Stormtrooper Han, Gear 12, Carth team, Night Sisters. He's got a BAM team, something with Barris there. So no extra GLs to worry about. He went pretty heavy in the front, but the back should be pretty easy. So now I know, what I'm dealing with. Let's go ahead and kill this top. Still got that Rey to deal with. And then we'll see what kind of ships he's got waiting for us. Gonna bring in the old Jawas against this Mon Mothma team. Usually they work, so might as well get some use out of them. It's one less team you gotta worry about finding something better. Mon Mothma can get really annoying with all the constant revives and healing that she does. But thankfully, these thermals don't care. Just kind of bring them in, and then as long as they don't do too much damage or go after the wrong one, it should be fine. They get enough thermals, it's going to be pop, pop, pop. There we go. Look at that. Scavenger's Grenade. Done. Only 50 banners, but I didn't have to waste a good team. And now we got everybody's favorite battle, the Rey Mirror. Rey Bastila Hermit Yoda against his Rey whatever. Doesn't really matter. These battles can go the distance and get down to the wire as close to 5 minutes as possible. And so I didn't want to bore you guys with all those details. It works the same way. Just wait till the enemy goes into ultimate and then you go into yours. In the meantime, you're just stacking lifebloods on Basti and trying to get the whirlwinds off to get rid of the little side characters. So that's all we're trying to do. Go into ultimate after she does and try and hit that ultimate hard. Get them out before the time runs out. It does take a while. Just got to keep at it, especially with Finn being lifeblooded over there. He's taking less damage the whole time, so you really do got to kind of go in with a plan and then and then scrap it and just roll with the punches and see how everything goes. I was able to get Finn out, thankfully. Now with just Rey, usually the next time you go into ultimate, that'll do it. So I was able to finish that out and got okay banners, 50 banners at least. It was a one-shot. Next up, I'm going to take out his crew team. So there's a lot of variations people put down because crew can be good on defense. If your opponent runs out of the wrong characters, there's only certain ones that are going to be able to take this team out. If you don't have something with good healing immunity or shock or just heavy damage where you can one-shot, they could honestly get stuck. So you got to worry about that kind of thing if it's happening to you. Thankfully, with EP, Vader, and Thrawn, it's not much of an issue because you do have the shock and you do got Vader's Cullen Blade. And when he goes into Merciless, as long as you got a few debuffs on there, you can easily take somebody out. So I always start with red, get him out, and that way he can't take bonus turns and start doing heavy damage and getting rid of one of your characters. You kind of do need all three of them alive. Thrawn for the control with his fracture, EP for the shock, that's his main thing, but the stun is helpful, and then Vader's your damage dealer. So you see, once he goes with that Cullen Blade, they got enough debuffs, you're in good shape. Just keep going now on OG Kylo. Try and get ability block, shock, anything I can do, doesn't matter. If I can get a pop from Thrawn when he's ability blocked, there he goes and he's stunned. So I just don't want him, killing somebody or stunning one of mine. So just trying to keep him ability blocked, fractured, stunned if I can. Get enough debuffs. So I'll do the Force Crush, Merciless, and Culling Blade to finish it off. There we go. 53 quick banners. Not too bad there. And that that pretty much takes care of everybody. I've got a new team up top to deal with. I just have to look back down here and see what's left. I don't know if you guys do this, but when I start getting toward the end, I gotta budget what teams I have left because there's so many teams in this 3v3 that I can't keep them all memorized. It's easier to do in 5v5 where you're like, okay, I've got 8 teams for offense that I got to worry about. What have I not used? But here you've got 15 teams that you got to worry about, and you could have any different combination of characters depending on what your opponent has set. So, here you see Malak going against his Carth team. I mean, Malak is an army of one over here, and he can definitely put in the work. It does take some time to work your way through all this, but with his drains and the fact that he puts healing immunity down, he gets the job done. So if you see a Carth team, which, to be honest, we never used to see him, and I'm in Division 1, and people do have these relicked up Carth teams, you got to make your roster stretch, right, and get the most bang for your buck. Well, if your opponent put Malak on defense and they're not going to have him for this, they might have a tougher time because Mission keeps assisting and Zalbar's got counterattacks and armor shred and all that. So if it was anything else, I could see losing some banners. But with Malak here, he's just going to drain them to death. Got rid of Zalbar. trying to go after Mission because she's the next biggest threat there. She's the offensive weapon. And now it's just Carth. So 2 drains and he's done, if it even comes to that. Look at that. Finished him off with a basic and a quick 56 banners there. Now I've got my boss team against his BAM team. Really easy in 3s. Not too much to worry about here. Again, especially since I have Relegate Bounty Hunters. Actually, today I just took Grief up to Relegate. He's the last one of the main 5 Bounty Hunters that was Relic 7. Now he's Relic 8. So they're all Relic 8 and ready to go. I really like this team. You know, Bounty Hunters, just Mando lead or Bosk lead or even Jango lead. You know, they all have their uses. And right here in 3s, it's Bosk lead. Once you get Bam out there after popping that contract and disintegrating him, just flip it on auto and let them go to work. They're going to cycle around, disintegrate IG, and then take out Quill with the damage. Quick 54, and there we go. Let's see, now he's got this. So it's Barriss lead with Finn and Holdo. Not really sure what the grand scheme is here. I mean, if he had to put down something, I guess it's a team. But, okay, Padme's going to take it out, no problem. They're going to lose protection anyway because Padme can't regain their own protection. Just protection up, which doesn't really count for anything. So I'm hoping for a 51 at best anyway. Doesn't matter that Holdo has an AoE. She can do that all day long. As long as I can stay healthy, I don't care if I lose the protection. And I'm going to hit with enough courage stacks that I can take these guys out, no problem. Look at that. And I still managed to win with only 1 banner of protection lost. So 53 banners, it worked out. Got rid of that. Now I just got 1 and 1. I got to figure out what I'm going to do for these last 2 teams. After that, I'll see what ships he's got, and we'll take those out. But so far, I'm doing pretty good. So I've got C left over, and I was like, should I throw in C Watt here? Do I need Watt for this? It's Newt with Droideka and then Nest. Am I going to need Watt and have extra protection? I know Droideka can hit hard, but I don't think he can counter C, even just a lone C. And so I said, oh, well, you know, I'm going to do it. It would suck to lose and get stuck because I didn't have a counter because I should have thrown Watt in there. But I think it'll be okay. Look at that. He tanked that hit from Droideka like a champ. I already got my ultimate up, so we'll go ahead and pop that. Now, as soon as I get my next turn, I should be in great shape. So there we go with the Sky Lightning. All 3 of them gone. Still 55 banners. So that worked out. Apparently, you don't need Watt at all. So not for that anyway. So that opens up his ships. Let's see what he's got hiding back there. He's got Rebels and he's got Radis. So that's not bad at all. Okay, I can take those out. I just hate when there's some stupid negotiator comp back there. Obviously, I'm going to beat it, but it's just annoying to do. I want to speed through the fleets. Misspoke earlier. There's 2 squads, actually. I got Night Sisters and a Stormtrooper Han team. So let's go ahead and take those out. This is some kind of hodgepodge squad that's been working. And I just use Cara Dune lead, which is no lead, and then Wampa and Watt. And if I throw the tank tech on Cara and the weapon tech on Wampa, they do all right. Wampa's got a nice AoE. Eventually, he's going to juice up enough to where his AoE is going to wipe out Acolyte, even though she's under stealth. So he keeps going. Eventually, he's going to power up. And I just thought, okay, let me throw this one on auto. If you guys have noticed a trend, I've been doing that a lot lately. I am kind of getting tired of 3v3, but when you use the same teams over and over and you kind of know the mechanics, then it's easy to see where, okay, this is how the AI is going to play it anyway. And in this instance, all you need to do is cycle through as fast as you can to have Wampa keep doing the roar and power up. So that's what we're trying to do, is hurry it up and let the AI go ahead and play and keep powering up and doing the AoE as much as possible. And as soon as Wampa does that, with the weapons tech, there's not going to be any revives from DACA or free saves from Zombie. So let them get after it. Now the only thing I got to worry about is targeting DACA whenever I get the chance, because we don't want to get stuck on Zombie. So once that Zombie taunt is gone, let's try and get some hits in on DACA. Don't want Kara to kill her though, even though her hits are pretty light. Don't want her to get the death blow and then have to do it all over again. So try to get the shots in with Wampa whenever I can. Because remember, again, as long as he's the one that does the killing, DACA's not going to get a save from Zombie. So there she went. Now it's just Zombie left. Doesn't matter who kills Zombie. Just keep going. And there we go. 53 banners. Good enough for dealing with a pesky Night Sister team. Now we'll take out the last team as the Stormtrooper Han, Vandor Chewie, and then another Chewie. So 2 Chewies and a Stormtrooper Han. So let's take them out. I got them stunned. Obviously, I'm running out of first order characters, so I ended up using one of these pilots, and it turns out he actually stuns. So that worked out. I didn't even read what he did before I put him in. He just looked like somebody that would do something. So I used him here. I needed a third, and I already used my other good stuff. So these stuns are coming in clutch. I got Cruise 2-turn stun there, so we'll keep using it. Try and keep the whole enemy team stun locked so that they can't do a whole lot of anything, and then let Executioner go to work. And that's what he's doing. So look at that. Got 53 banners, taking out his tank team with my leftover first order. Now all I have to do is get through these dang ships and call it a day. I've already got a higher score than what he's got because he's got those ground squads left. So I should win this. Like I said, I don't think he's going to clear those. And even if he did, I think he's dropped enough battles to where it shouldn't matter. So I used my negotiator against his rebels, and I got 64 there. That worked out pretty easy. And then I used my malevolence against the Radis and got 65. So I did really good on fleets this time and was able to get through those. Not a problem. Finished it out, and look at that. That's a pretty good score considering I got my ass kicked last round. But we'll close out round 3 with a win and just call it good. 32.95. That's good enough for me. So we'll see you guys next week, the final week, and see how the Kyber progress is and what happens. Take it easy. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.